Hi everyone. I'm creating this quick screencast just to introduce you to our new social studies website. This social studies website was created using Google Sites, which I think is going to provide us with a lot of flexibility and a lot of tools. So I'm going to just very quickly go over this website and show you what we've done with it and how you might be able to use it if you choose. So it's a pretty basic website, and for a high school department, it has all the teachers on the side. And if you click a teacher, like for example, Matt has a little picture, his name, email, website, office hours. So if this is something that you like, you can just keep it. If your office hours changes, you can come in and edit it. I'll talk about that later. If you're not happy with the picture, you can talk to Scott. But as I mentioned earlier, you're going to be able to edit this page. To me, that's one of the biggest benefits of using Google Sites is that it gives us the opportunity to edit our own page. And as we all know, that can sometimes be a hassle when our office hours change or old information gets on the internet and we don't have access to it, so it stays up forever. This will be something that can really change as we need. So just walking through the website, um, it's got a teacher page for every teacher, some student resources, some parent resources, and last but not least, staff resources, which I'll talk about in a little bit. For those of you who've worked with Google, which I think many of you have, this is really essentially like a Google Doc. And in that regard, share settings is really important, and being logged in is really important. So if we go to the share settings on this main page, what you'll see is that public on the web, anyone on the internet can find and view this. So we want anyone to be able to go to this web page. If you go under it, you can see that I'm the owner, Scott's the owner, I'm the owner again, but a different email. Scott's the owner again with a different email. I think that's it. So this gives us the ability to edit this website because it's the main website. Scott and I made this website, and we have the ability to edit this main website. But what I've done that might not be readily noticeable is that these websites are not all part of the same site. So if you look up, it might be cut off, but if you look at the URL, which I do believe is cut off from the screencast, you'll notice that the URL is going to be slightly different than, say, if I click Burns page. Now, when I go to Burns page, hopefully it looks like the same exact site because I used the same template when I made it, and I made the same navigation bar on the left-hand side. So I wanted it to look like the same site, but I wanted it to be a separate site because if we click the share here, it's going to be public on the web for anyone to view. I can edit it, Scott can edit it, and although I haven't done it yet, I'm going to invite Bern to become an owner. And that will allow Bern, it will allow Matt, it will allow Andy, it will allow all of us to have access to the page so that we can edit it. So as I said before, if your office hours change or your website changes, or even if you wanted to use this web space as your primary web presence, you'd have the ability to edit this web page without having to talk to anybody, without having to um, email someone, some webmaster somewhere, and wait for them to get to you. So it really gives a lot of flexibility, especially in terms of summer projects or the History Honor Society. History Honor Society is a really good example. I'll share Matt to this, and Matt can post all the information. I know I get a lot of questions about the History Honor Society. Summer projects is a really good example of this as well. Every year, we get emails at the end of the year, sometimes into the summer. This will be a great place for that. With that in mind, I wanted to show you course descriptions, just because course descriptions is a really good example of using Google Docs. So if you click course descriptions, it's going to open up into a Google Doc. And all I did was take our most recent course descriptions page and copied and pasted it into a Google Doc. Again, if you go to share, you're going to see that this is public on the web. Anyone can view it, but only a few people can edit it. So if something changes with our course descriptions, in the past, you'd have to go onto the website, you'd have to take the document down, you'd have to upload the new document, you'd have to link it to the new page. Just me saying it, it shows you that it's a bit of a tedious operation. This way, all you have to do is to go into Google Docs and make whatever change that you want to make. I think it's going to make it not only easier to make changes, but I think it's going to encourage us to maybe keep things a little bit more up to date, and that will be great. With that in mind, I wanted to show you the TZHS Social Studies staff page. So if I click that, again, hopefully it looks like it's one page, but this is a separate page. And since we're the only ones that are going to have access to this, I didn't worry about creating the whole navigation bar. So if I click the share, as you can see at this point, only Scott and I are shared to this. But if you read this right here, where it says specific people can access, this is the real benefit of Google, is that this isn't live on the web. Other people can't see it, which means when I share our entire department to this, we can really use this space for different things. We might be interested in sharing lessons, you name it. I remember last year, Beth had an interesting PowerPoint that she wanted to share, but it was difficult to email to everyone. This space could really be great for that. And using Google Docs couldn't be easier. Most Word documents, PowerPoint documents, easily upload to Google Docs. So let's see here. What else did I wanted to talk about? I just wanted to go through some very simple explanations on how to edit your page if you choose to. So if I go to Mr. Sherman here, it's a little embarrassing, but you guys already know what a nerd I am. So here's a picture of me with Teddy Roosevelt, and there's all my brief information. Now, when you get access to your page and you find out that you don't like the picture that Scott used, or your office hours are all wrong, or whatever the case might be, and you want to edit it, number one, I'd be happy to help anybody. Don't worry about coming and asking me for help. But if you want to edit it on your own and you rather not, track me down, it really is simple. So real quick, you have to be logged in to the Google address that you've been shared to. So I can share this to your socsd.org Google account, or I can share this to your own personal Google account. I can share it to both Google accounts, but you do need to be logged in to whatever Google account has been given access to this page. So I'm logged in right now, so because I'm logged in, I get this toolbar. If I wasn't logged in, I wouldn't have access to this toolbar. If I want to edit it, I go ahead and click this icon that kind of looks like a pencil or a crayon. And it really couldn't be easier. I'm going to get a toolbar that looks a little bit like a Word document. And now if I click in here, so let's just say, which by the way, I just noticed that Friday my office hours are 7:30 to 8. Maybe I don't like that, and I decide I'm going to change my office hours Friday to 3 to 4. Not sure how many kids are going to come to my office hours 3 to 4, but I change it. It's easy to do. I could get rid of this picture if I want by clicking on it, and I could remove it. I really don't feel like removing it, but you guys can trust me when I say that if I wanted to remove it, I could. I could add a picture you click insert, and I could insert an image if I wanted. You can insert a calendar. You can insert a YouTube video. You can insert lots of fun things, and it has lots and lots of options. So let's see here. The truth is, my office hours are really not Friday 3. They really are 7:30. So let me change that back. You guys get to see my adroit typing skills. And I'm going to go up and click save. So it couldn't be easier. That's the very basics. My goal was to keep this under 10 minutes, and it's 9:49 right now, so I think I'm going to stop the video. And if you're interested in learning more, or you're interested in using this website as your primary website, not just basic information, I created another video, which will be right below this one. Here's to a great year.